Right now, you can explain almost anything with words. You can describe a memory, ask a question, share an idea with someone on the other side of the world. Language feels so natural that it is easy to forget how strange it really is. Because for most of human history, your ancestors lived without it. Not without writing, not without books, without language itself. Imagine waking up in a world where nobody could tell a story. Nobody could explain yesterday. Nobody could describe tomorrow. How would anyone survive? The answer is far stranger than it seems. Your ancestors were not silent creatures wandering through the wilderness without understanding each other. Long before language existed, humans were already hunting together, raising children, sharing food, and cooperating in groups. They had no words, but they still communicated, and traces of that ancient system are still hidden inside you. Every time you point at something, follow someone's gaze, smile, frown, or raise an eyebrow, you are using forms of communication that existed long before the first sentence was ever spoken. The story begins millions of years ago. Early humans faced a problem. Survival depended on cooperation. A single individual was vulnerable. A group was powerful. But cooperation requires communication. How do you warn others about danger? How do you show someone where food can be found? Researchers believe communication began with the body. A glance, a gesture, a movement, a shared reaction. Before words existed, the human body was the message. One clue comes from chimpanzees. They use gestures, facial expressions, posture, and sounds to communicate intentions. They cannot tell stories, but they can influence what others do. That matters, because intention is one of the foundations of language. Imagine a group standing near a river hundreds of thousands of years ago. One person notices movement in the grass. No language, no detailed warning, just a sudden gesture. Everyone looks. Everyone understands. The group reacts. A message has been delivered without a single word. Psychologist Michael Tomasello argues that one of the most important developments in human evolution may have been something surprisingly simple: pointing. When you point at an object, you direct another person's attention toward it. For a moment, two minds focus on the same thing. This ability created what scientists call shared attention. And shared attention changed everything. It allowed people to coordinate actions more effectively. It allowed knowledge to spread more easily. It created a bridge between minds. But humans needed more than survival. They needed culture. Knowledge had to move from one generation to the next. The answer may have been imitation. Imagine an experienced toolmaker shaping a stone blade. No words, no lesson. A child simply watches, then copies. Knowledge moves from one mind to another, generation after generation, without writing, without schools, without language. Culture may have begun this way, through observation, through repetition, through shared experience. But eventually, communication reached a limit. Gestures only work when people can see one another. Pointing only works when the object is present. What happens when you want to describe a place beyond the mountains, or explain what happened yesterday, or plan something that will happen tomorrow? That is where language becomes revolutionary. For the first time, humans could communicate about things that were not here: a distant location, a future hunt, a past mistake, a story, an idea. Information could now travel through time. Humanity crossed a threshold unlike anything seen before. Yet the older systems never disappeared. They are still with you. Watch two people having a conversation. Notice the smiles, the pauses, the glances, the expressions. Your brain constantly reads signals that existed long before language evolved. You are not just listening to words. You are reading another human being. Language may feel like the defining feature of humanity, but it did not appear from nowhere. It grew from older foundations: gesture, emotion, imitation, shared attention, connection. Before language, your ancestors were already teaching, already cooperating, already sharing knowledge. The roots of humanity run deeper than words, and beneath every sentence you speak today, that ancient conversation is still happening.